trying to get parents to get control, of their children. But then the parents mad at the pastor. Come on. Some of this new age stuff, we need to take it and throw it in the trash can. I mean, we do. Some of this new age parenting, we need to take it and throw it in the trash can and let the child that you raised to know when it come to that, we old school. We old school when it come to that. Because notice, this is what some members want. And this is what some children want. Proverbs 29. Because there are a whole lot of folk will join the church, no doubt. But they won't let you pastor them. They'll come listen to your preaching. They love the choir. But they're not going to let anybody pastor them. Because to be pastored means you give a God man authority to correct you. And a lot of us don't want that. Proverbs 29:15. Now some of us, we've grew to love it. You like me, you've grown to love correction because you've seen what it done in your life. Right? How many of you ever been corrected and you applied instructions and it changed your life for the better? How many? But it hurt at the time you was getting it. Yeah. I'll tell you, neighbor, sometimes you just have to learn to process or get over the hurt. He yelled at me. You needed to be yelled at. Right? You can't celebrate everything your child do because everything your child do ain't right. You have to be willing to correct it. Proverbs 29:15. Lord have mercy. Help me, Lord. The rod, watch, and rebuke give what? The rod and rebuke give what? Tell you, the only way you're going to get some wisdom, you must be hit with a rod. Listen. That is not a physical rod. Don't you go out and pick up no rod and hit nobody. That's what pastor said you needed some wisdom. You ain't going to be down there defect about my pastor said this is how I give my child wisdom. They're going to say we want to see you and your pastor down here in the morning. The rod represents discipline. Discipline gives wisdom. How they going to get smarter? Punish them. Discipline them. Listen, we got to know what scripture say. The rod and what? Rebuke gives what? Wisdom. The right rebuke from the right person can make you smarter. You can be 20 years old, but if you know how to receive rebuke, you'll have wisdom like a 40-year-old. People will wonder, whose feet are you sitting at? You can be a young wife, but if you know how to receive wisdom through the rod and rebuke of an older woman, that's what Titus told. He said, let the older women teach. What? The younger women. But nowadays you got younger women who don't want to listen, and then you got older women who ain't fit to say nothing. Got a grandmama showing cleavage, and she want to tell a teenager what she should and shouldn't wear. Come on now, imagine that. Imagine the look of that, a grandmama showing cleavage. I mean, I know I'm hitting on some stuff. Because you got some parents, the way they dress, the nerve of you to tell your child. Some children wear what they wear after seeing what their mama put on. And they know, hey, anything go in here. See, it's the rod and the rebuke that gives what? Wisdom. But watch this. This is what I want y'all to see. But a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. When you withhold correction, you're leaving the child to himself. When a pastor withhold correction from the congregation, he's basically leaving the congregation. It's basically saying, do what you want to do. Have it your way. Ain't nothing off limits. There are no rules. Then you got old crazy, ignorant folk. Won't join good church. They got too many rules. No, you don't have enough rules in your life. Rules are boundaries. Rules mean it's something to help me be disciplined. Oh, I need to come through the back door. Imagine what some of us would do on our jobs if there were no rules. How many would be on time if there was not a rule where you got docked for being late? How many would be on time anyway, because that's just who you are as a person? See what I'm saying? We got one. Raise your hand real high. I want to see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Y'all be on. You would be on time anyway. Now, these folk that raise their hand are never late to church. They're never late to church. Why? Because, again, they are the type people that's going to be on time whether they getting paid or not. And some of them just receive some correction. See how fast it can come? It can just come like that. How you going to say that about yourself that you late to church all the time? Listen, you don't want to be left to yourself. I remember growing up, you thought you wanted to be left to yourself. Many of the whooping that some of us got, we hated our parents for it. Then later on, we appreciated it. We valued that whooping. Am I right? Come on, how many at least 40 or over? Well, we can go on down. 25 or over, and whoopings you got right now, you value them whoopings because they kept you out of trouble. Come on, they kept you out of trouble. Some of us, we didn't do stupid stuff sometimes because of the punishment that came. But watch this. Growing up, you wanted to be like the children who were left to themselves. Then later on in life, you saw them children who were left to themselves. Am I right about that? And then you went back and said, Daddy, thank you for yelling at me. Thank you for what? Thank you for taking the computer. Thank you for seizing my phone. You helped me, Daddy. See, that's what I'm doing this morning. I know it's coming a little hard, but that's what God trying to do through me is correct some of our behavior. Because you don't want to be left to yourself.